Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depends on where in the world you are. Did you know that I really appreciate you more than you'll ever know? Today I want to introduce you to a little machine that makes great omelets, or whatever you'd like to make. This is the machine, and I've got to tell you, it is so easy. It is easier than me explaining it to you. Okay, so first things first. Please take note of the plug. Okay, it has to be plugged in properly. Notice that one plug is wider than the other because of a thing called polarity. Also, be very aware of your cooking time. This machine has no on or off switch. Alrighty then, so first let me say that my cooking oil of choice is the coconut oil. As a matter of fact, I use the coconut oil as a cosmetic aid to my dry skin during the winter time. To start the cooking process, you'll want to plug the machine in for 15 seconds, no longer. That's just to heat up the machine so that your oil will melt. That's all. On we go, so let's talk about the ingredients that I used. First of all, coconut oil. We already discussed that. Salt and pepper, to your taste of course. Onions for one of the omelets. And of course I chopped up the onions in a very tiny bits and pieces. I used a very small amount of cayenne pepper, only because I didn't have Scotch bonnet pepper. That would have been my pepper of choice. And of course, I would have used a very small amount of Scotch bonnet pepper. I used sardines for one of the omelets, and of course you would be free to use any brand that you choose. For the other omelet, I used cheese, and as you can tell, I made 2 omelets at the same time. This little machine is remarkable. And of course, the main ingredients, 2 eggs. Just 2, that's all you need. Of course, I don't have to tell you that I beat the eggs well. Everybody knows how to beat a couple eggs. But before beating the eggs, I added some milk, just a splash of milk. I suppose there is a machine for beating eggs, but in my case, just using a fork is good enough. I do it well. Earlier, I showed where I warmed up the little machine so that the coconut oil would melt. That's why I did that. Now, all I have to do is add the beaten egg onto both sides, as you can see. It's that simple. Okay, be patient, we're almost done. On one side I added the sardines with the onion and a smidgen of cayenne pepper. And then to the other side I added the cheese. Then I added the remainder of the beaten egg to both sides. See that? And really, that's why I said just 2 eggs would be sufficient. The sardines on one side and the cheese on the other side. How simple can it get? I then closed the lid to this little machine, and then I plugged the machine into the outlet. See this? And it'll cook for 4.5 minutes. That's it. Alexa, 4.5 minutes on the timer, please.
4 minutes and 30 seconds, starting now.
Don't panic. That's normal to see a little bit of smoke coming out of the machine. Alexa, cancel. So, after 4.5 minutes, this is what you have. I'm going to tell you, it looks great and it tasted wonderful. But remember that if this is the first time you're doing this, you're going to have to watch your time. 4.5 minutes was the time that worked for me. Do you understand? I must tell you that this machine is an Olstein 2-section omelet maker. And of course, what it tells you, it makes 2 fluffy omelets in just minutes. And they are absolutely right. No mess at all. So there you have it. This particular machine was a gift from my sister, who knows how much I love to cook. And I want to thank you, Lethe, for sending me this machine. I appreciate it to no end. Bon appetit!